So again, I'm so happy to be back and to get to talk to you about all of the things that we've been doing since I last got to speak with you. We have been working really, really hard on making the telescope be a fine-tuned machine, operating in very systematic way, collecting images and spectra of everything across the universe, the same way previous observatories have done, including the Hubble telescope and others. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of this journey that we've been going through since we last spoke.
De compte final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, unité, top.
Hard to believe it's been
and we have engine start.
9 months since we had this day.
And liftoff.
Décollage.
Décollage, liftoff from a tropical rainforest to the edge of time itself. James Webb begins a voyage back to the birth of the universe.
It was a really exciting day for all of us.
Punching a hole through the clouds, 20 seconds into the flight, good pitch program reported.
And it was just the beginning.
And let's go down to the floor in the Jupiter Control Center.
We sent our observatory 1 million miles away from Earth. We passed the moon and we got to what's known as a second Lagrange point within about a month after launch. This was a long journey for us. That first month was extremely intimidating, as I told you last time. While we were on that journey, we were unfolding our telescope, watching with a very keen eye to make sure everything was unfolding and deploying properly in space. And then we went through a whole series of testing the instrumentation, making sure that the mirror was focused properly, all of our science instruments, the heart of the telescope actually was working the way that we really wanted it to. And we really wanted to understand how to control the observatory and get the scientists prepared for what was to come. But we still had no idea what was really underway. So just a quick background, in case you missed the last episode, we are known as the successor to the Hubble Space Telescope, but we're extremely large. So the James Webb Space Telescope actually has a 6.5 meter diameter primary mirror compared to what the Hubble Space Telescope has. It's only about 2.4 meters. So it's a huge mirror. You notice that it's extremely different in shape, in color. Everything about it looks completely different than what we've known standard space telescopes to look like. If we have a standard, I guess Hubble is what most people would associate that as. We operate at infrared wavelengths, so we actually see into the infrared light or the thermal light. It's like having night vision goggles, so we can actually see into space in ways that the Hubble Space Telescope could not see. So these are longer wavelengths, infrared, which is we are optimized to do because we can see different fingerprints of molecules that we're really interested in studying in stars around our planets around other stars. It also allows us to see the very first stars and galaxies that were formed in the universe, because that light, just as our own sun emits at visible wavelengths, that light of those first stars actually gets stretched to longer and longer wavelengths. So by going into the infrared, we actually have access and now the goggles, the night vision goggles, to see those very first stars and galaxies. But because this telescope's so huge, we actually had to fold it all the way up. You can see me here standing in front of it. It stands about 3 stories tall. It's absolutely an amazing feat of engineering and a very impressive observatory.